What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Q&A session here on my YouTube channel. First off, how do you get a question answered in one of my Q&A videos or in my vlogs on Wednesday? It's easy. Make sure you're following me on social media at Cody Miller on Instagram and at Swimmiller with 1M on Twitter. Tweet me your question anytime, or when I post a picture on Instagram, shoot off your questions there. And without further ado, let's get started. And our first question today comes from Olympic champion Lily King. Did you look up tinkling yet? No, Lily, I haven't looked up that word yet. I don't even think that vlog has dropped yet, but watch out for that, guys. Travis Hops asks, what's your favorite chip? So I don't really eat junk food, I don't really eat chips, but Allie and I have been trying these nut thin chips. I think they're made from almonds. They're still not super great for you. They're better than like Doritos, but they're called nut thin. There's a ranch dressing flavor that is insane. I really like those. Don't eat them very often, but they're really good. Sadie Golden asks, how can you control your mind to stop impacting your training? That's actually a really, dang it, Puff, stop playing with your toys. That's actually a really good question, and I'm gonna explain it like this really briefly. I do a little bit of meditation to help clear my mind and stop thinking about things, and I'm gonna go into super detail about that in next week's vlog, so make sure you watch next week's vlog. But in short, you have to find ways to clear your mind, and I do that by meditating very briefly. And once again, watch next week's vlog. Elise asks, how are you? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Maggie1118 asks, the hardest set you've ever done? Tough to say. I've done a lot of really hard sets, especially when I was in high school. My club coach used to throw ridiculous sets at us. I did an 8,000 IM once. We did 15 400 IMs. I believe the team has since done 20. We used to do 100 100s on like 105 or 110. That's short course yards every year. Those sets were hard. I've talked in the vlog, I think, a little bit about the infamous 80-50s best average set that we do here at Indiana. That's a pretty tough set. It's all breaststroke. It's all on a minute. And we try to average under 30 seconds for pretty much the whole set. Yeah, like there's a lot of really hard sets in there. I've done a mile butterfly before, like that was a really hard set. D's Bubbles asks, how do you know if you're getting burnt out? Good question. I don't necessarily believe in getting burnt out. I see swimming as two avenues. Number one, you're working towards a goal and you know it's working, or you're working towards a goal and you don't know it's working. And sometimes when you're struggling and you're not getting the results that you want, you tend to be disappointed, your mood changes, you're sad, and it's hard, and people deal with that in different kinds of ways, and that's when we tend to think that we're getting burnt out. I think that people get burnt out from swimming specifically when they're not getting the results that they want, and in our sport it's hard because that happens all the time. Even for someone like me, even for Olympians, there are points in times when we're not getting the results that we want and we're not happy about it. Now, does that mean we're getting burnt out? I don't necessarily think so, because I buy into the fact that just because you didn't go a best time or do exactly what you wanted to do or hit that goal you wanted to hit doesn't mean you didn't get better, doesn't mean you improved. And so I don't see it as getting burnt out. Are you doing something that you love? Are you actively trying to get better? And then once you ask those questions, are things going your way or are they not? And if they're not, then figure out why not, right? And because if things are going your way and you're swimming the way you want, you're getting the results that you want, you should be happy. And if you're not getting that sense of gratification from achieving the things that you want to achieve, then swimming's just not for you. Then you just shouldn't be in the sport, right? I don't know if that made any kind of sense. When it comes to burnt out, I tend to not have a whole lot of empathy for people, because I see it like this. You're either working for something or you're not. And if you're not, then you need to recognize that you're not and find something else to do. And if you are, you're either doing well at it or you're not. And if you're not doing well at it, even though you're working at it, then it's all about problem solving, and it's about learning, and it's about growing, and it's about making changes, and it's about communicating with your coach, and it's about assessing the bigger picture, and it's about looking at all the different variables, and it's a game, right? Play the game. And if you play the game right long enough, eventually you'll win and you'll get those small victories that you're looking for, and you won't burn out. If you're thinking about being burnt out, or if you're wondering, am I burnt out, then there's something wrong and you need to assess that, right? Like you know, if you're sitting there like, ah man, I feel like I'm getting burnt out, why? Figure out why. I can't give you that answer. Maybe your coach can help you with that, but ultimately it's you that needs to look in the mirror and assess exactly what you're doing. Think about the situation from an entire perspective, right? The whole thing, and work towards that. I don't know. I'm sorry. That was like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. Tyler Hill asks, besides swimming, what made Indiana your #1 college? Aside from the sport of swimming itself, it was, you know, the coaches and the teammates. I took my recruiting trip to Indiana and I fell in love with the men's team. I loved the culture. I loved the guys. I really saw myself fitting in with that school. And I just really enjoyed it. And you know, that was a big leap for me because I'm a kid who grew up in Las Vegas where it's sunny and warm all the time. And you know, here in Bloomington at Indiana University, we're pretty far south in Indiana. So like we don't get really bad winters. You know, we're the warmest school in the Big Ten Conference. We get a little bit of snow. I joke about the snow and how I don't like it in my vlogs, but honestly, it's not that cold and it's not that bad. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting off topic. Aside from swimming, it was the culture of the team and the people. I really appreciated the work ethic of the team itself, and the coaches as well. Like I trusted and I believed in my coaches, and it certainly paid off. And then, you know, I love the school. Good. It had my major. It had everything that I was looking for. It was a beautiful school. It was a fun school. You know, I could go on and on. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Who knows? Johannes Rinaldi, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, asks, what's the best diet for a fat swimmer? Okay, regardless of your size or shape, the best diet is a good, healthy, well-rounded, nutritious diet. That means, you know, low fat, solid amounts of carbohydrates and lean proteins. It's pretty simple. I would preach this. If you're overweight and you're looking, and I'm not a weight expert by any means, but if you're overweight and you're a swimmer and you're looking to lose a little bit of weight, increase your vegetable and fruit intake and avoid all junk foods. That's like my #1 piece of advice. Gihirim Soares, I'm sorry, he asks, do you foam roll every day? Yes, legitimately every single day, at least an hour a day. All right, and that's gonna wrap it up for today's Q&A session. If you didn't get your question answered, keep sending them in, keep asking different questions. I'll try to get to as many as I can each week. Make sure you guys are following me on social media, on Twitter and on Instagram, and until the next video, I'll see you guys next time.